Hello, Virgo. It is time for your July 2025 reading. We're going to start off, as usual, with an oracle card to see what your primary energy or theme is. And we have pink fruit, realizing your dream. It's like waiting until the circumstances are perfect, when the fruit is ripe at the peak ripeness, just ready and easy and juicy and yummy. Sour or sweet. I tend to prefer sweet with a little bit of sour. It's indicating to me that conditions are right to go after a certain dream, to take a step in that direction. Seize this opportunity. Getting that a lot, actually. It feels like it's that kind of energy right now, is seizing the opportunity. Don't let it escape you. This is the time. This is the time to go for it. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say. It could be too that, it feels like everything's coming together in a way. So if you have been saving a certain amount for a long, long time, this is a month where you might finally hit that mark. It's fully ripened. You've achieved that goal. Now you can do the next thing, maybe whatever your plan was. Once you achieve that amount, now you can execute on that. Treat yourself in some way. So we have the Three of Cups, the Seven of Staffs, the Page of Swords, the Two of Cups, and Justice. There's a sense here of maybe a shift in a relationship. Let's just get into the cards here. The Three of Cups, what I noticed right away on this one is this person here who is out of sync with the group in a way. I don't know if you can see that. This person here. Out of sync with the group. They're on their own path, and yet they are still part of the trio. They're still part of this group of friends who don't have expectations of each other, who just support each other unconditionally. This is somebody, maybe you've been out for a while, or maybe it's a lot. This feels 50-50. Either this is you coming back in to the fold, or it's a friend or relative of yours that has felt like outside of the family for a while, but they're coming back home, and it just feels like natural. It just fits. It suits the set, or completes the set in a way. So this could even be just a new friend coming into a group, two people who've been close friends for a while, and now this third one is in, and now it feels like it's a whole, it takes it to another level, let's put it that way. Even though they're a little quirky, a little different than the others in appearance, it still fits, it still makes sense. So unconventional friendships and unity with them and spending time with them and growing that and learning from them as much as they'll learn from you. And then we have the Seven of Staffs. And what I got out of this card is don't be afraid to take up space. Don't be afraid to make yourself comfortable, to spread out a little bit and take up the space. And don't let yourself be crowded by all the little people, by the people who are not at the same level as you are. Everybody's going to have their opinion. Everybody's going to be wanting to crowd you out. But don't be afraid to be independently you and hold that space, your space. Hold your ground in a way. This could be like a company thing. Maybe there's some teammates or some people who don't feel like you quite fit in. That's not you don't have to fit in to belong. That's what we learn from this card. Sometimes we just need to take up our space. And then others will acknowledge, well, okay, nobody else can replace that person in the same way because of the space that they occupied, the knowledge that they have. There is a sense here of making sure, or not backing down from the pressures of others. And then we have the Page of Swords here. So pages are generally young, fresh energy. But one thing I had noticed from this card is he is so focused on this imaginary fight here, on defending their ideas or their space through their beliefs in some way, their knowledge, that they're not paying attention to what's happening on the ground, at home, to where they're, what things that might be in the way of their footing that might trip them up. So I think there's a warning in this card to don't get distracted by petty arguments or fears or little anxieties. Pay attention to where you're putting your feet, to what's going on the ground, so to speak. And make sure your path is clear before you move forward to defend or to attack, whichever may be the case here. Make sure you're not going to be tripped up by somebody else, just laying in wait. And then we have the Two of Cups, which is a card of unity. That's the word I'm getting for this card for you today is unity. There is I don't know that this is necessarily a new relationship. This may be an ongoing relationship where there's a new level of depth here, a new level of trust, of camaraderie, of we're in this together and we can get things done. But you're also recognizing that this is a new step or a new depth for both of you, and you're figuring that out and you're learning to trust each other on a deeper level. This could be a romantic partnership, it could be friendship, this could even be a business partnership, but this is the concept of unity. It's the two of you together, strong together, supporting each other, that makes it work and makes it easier for you both to fight your thoughts off, fight your little demons off, and mind your ground, mind your feet, and be ready for whatever might be coming. And then we have the Justice card. This is a card of karma, of things coming back into balance, of wrongs being righted. It feels like things are getting back on course or back on track. Like things have been off kilter maybe for a while now, but now maybe that you guys are on the same page or have taken things to a new level, and acceptance on both sides of that, and recognition on both sides of that. That it brings new balance into your life because you're feeling on solid ground. You now have somebody here who can probably watch your back and watch your ground here and help you come up with the different arguments or challenge you to help you become stronger when it comes to defending yourself verbally. Maybe you have somebody who's got your back. That could be another reading of this card if we're going this way. And by having that, by knowing you have support regardless of what might happen, and you're taking up your space and defending yourself, there is justice in that. As long as you're willing to take the chance and realize that now is the time. Now is the time to strike. Pick that fruit. It'll be juicy and delicious. But you do have to take the chance. You do have to take a risk. But just know you have support to go after what you want. There's a sense here also of seeking justice in some way. I'm not feeling too much that this is fully a legal matter. This might be the court of public opinion or something being made right, or some recognition of work done or something like that in the workplace or in your community. But feeling like this is resolved at the end of the day, whatever it is for you, it is resolved by the end of the month. There's a sense of, okay, I'm glad we're past that. Now let's move on to the next step or the next stage. And that, Virgo, is what I have for your July 2025 reading. Please hit that like button. Please share this with others. Please comment below to let me know if this resonated with you or not. And please subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.